This is brought to you by John Daniel and Partners LLP.
Nimeanza, you can join.
Most of the time that when an entrepreneur, a business owner intends to start a business, they have a vision for that business. They have a goal and a vision. That's why you normally see in every business or in companies, we'll see there's mission, there's vision and all that. So all of these things, when we're starting a business, we sit down as a business owner. You visualize what that you want to achieve, and that is what we are calling a business strategy. That thing that you sit down, visualize. For example, you really want to be a globally recognized business in provision of certain services. That is a goal. Now, what we are going to cover in this webinar, first, we will dive into what exactly a business strategy means. Then next, we'll discuss the specific market strategies to help you stand out. Then finally, we're also going to have a discussion around the financial strategies that will help you keep your business afloat in the market area. Now, let's discuss the concept of business strategy. Now, as you can see from your screen in my presentation, have a pictorial presentation of what exactly a strategy is. And this one is going to help us specifically understand what a business strategy is. Now, a business strategy is like a roadmap. As you can see there, it's something, a roadmap, it's like something that is giving a broad direction on where you are, and perhaps the key destinations that an area encompasses. And it's the same thing with business. Now, a strategy here, it's like that roadmap that you will use to reach your goals. Now, being specific here, a strategy will tell you where exactly you are. You can see if you can see in my presentation, you were able to see there's here that is represented by number 1, and then number 2 is there. So most of the time, you are where you are as a business owner, and you want to achieve something. That is where you are going. There is where you're going. Now, you can just wake up and decide that I want to be globally recognized. I want to beat my competitors. I want my product to be the best in the market. You need a business strategy. A strategy is that roadmap, the steps that you're going to use to get there in your business vision, in your business goal. That is exactly what we mean by a strategy. Basically, it's a roadmap. And I'm going to request Mercy to give us a poll in this presentation to know whether the participants that are in here, whether you have a business strategy, whether you have a strategy, not only in business, also in career. Do you have a strategy to get where you are? We have so many ambitions, so many aspirations in life. Do you have a strategy to get there that we are saying? So, Mas, you can set up a poll to get to understand whether we do have a strategy. And this one is going to help us to understand what exactly, whether that strategy is it a viable strategy? According to my presentation, is it something that that is going to get you going to where you expect you as an individual to be? Now, let's discuss the importance of a business strategy. Number one, a business strategy is going to give you a clear sense of direction. And especially when it comes to decision making. When now you have your business, a business strategy, a strategy is giving you a clear sense of direction. As we have said in our previous, in our first slide, when we said that it's going to take you from here to there. That's exactly what a business, the purpose of the business is going to do. It is going to give you a clear direction. It's going to give you a roadmap through through your aspiration as a business owner. Number two, it is going to give you the advantage of deciphering the strengths and the weaknesses that you have. When you have a business, you have a strategy, it is clear that you're going to break down what exactly are my weaknesses and what exactly are my strengths. So that is what you get to be informed when you have a business strategy. You'll be able to know these are what I need to focus on. Do I need to focus on the weaknesses? Do I need to focus on the strengths? And what exactly is needed for me to come out of these weaknesses, to transform my weaknesses into something. Am I seeing them as weakness specifically? Am I seeing those weaknesses as weaknesses? Am I able to turn them into opportunities? That's exactly what a business strategy is going to do. And very importantly, a business strategy is going to give you the opportunity to allocate the resources. Me being an economics student, economics deals with the allocation of resources. And one thing is that while I was back in class, we used to say that resources are limited, and it's true they are limited. When it comes to business, the resources that we have, be it capital, be it human resource, they are all limited. And a business strategy is going to stand out in this way. It's going to tell you exactly what resources you need to apply at what stage and how you need to combine your resources. And one of the very important resources is in time. You may find yourself, you've started a business and you spend a lot of time trying to have your vision, or let's say even your goods and services hit where they what your aspirations are, and you will spend a lot of time much time in trying out this and that and that. So a business strategy is going to give you a combination. And at what proportion are you going to use something like money in terms of capital and something like human resource? What exactly is the team that you need to have to make sure that you hit your business strategy? Then another importance of a business strategy is that it's going to give you achievable steps. Now, achievable steps here is it's not I mean, when we say a business strategy, yes, you're going to document it as a theory, but you need to have actionable steps, actionable um, a way of getting yourself to that vision or aspiration that you need. So business strategy, it is very key for business owner in all those aspects. It's like a landmark for you. At some point, you're going to know, yes, this is where I wanted to be. And for our discussion today, I want to carry along a business owner who's probably in the market of bakery, and the business owner has sat down, wants to produce something like breads and all that category, and they want to be the dominant brand in a certain area. Let's say, for example, Nairobi. They want to be a dominant brand in Nairobi, supplying bread, and yes, they want to be the brand that is loved by customers, a brand that when you go to a shop, someone is going to say specifically, this is the kind of bread. When you find several types of other brands of bread, a customer is going to say, this is exactly what I want. So I'm going to carry along a business such as a bakery. Now, something that we have to note here is that one, strategies will fail not by intent. Strategy is not going to fail because of intentionality, because they are just bound to intent. There's no strategy that is going to fail because that strategy, yes, it is casted to fail, but because of lack of clarity and coherence in execution. Now, your strategy, as we're going to see in the coming in the coming slides, that clarity is very clear. You don't need to have a very ambiguous strategy. That clarity should, that strategy should be very clear to business owners and even stakeholders, be it your team. You need to cascade it, make sure that, yes, your team understands this is where we intend to be in the coming 2 or 3, 4, 5 years. That clarity is very important to you as a business owner and even to your team. It is very critical for you to understand, to give a very clear guidelines on how you're going to get there. Let's go back to the example of a baker. Yes, this owner wants to be very dominant in Nairobi market, and they have sat down, they have visualized, yes, this is what we want. We want to be the giants in this industry when you're producing bread, buns, the likes of any product that is aligned with that. So when they sit down, the owners, they need to be very clear in formulating that strategy, and specifically in giving going towards the execution and implementation of the strategy. Now, it is true, our strategy will fail. But do we ask ourselves why exactly they do fail? And one of the major reasons that you as a business owner, you're going to formulate a business strategy, you're going to have a roadmap towards where you want to be, is that you're going, probably you have set a broad goal. And as you can see there, there's a picture there, someone torn in between three rods. You can see akona like three pathways, and he's like stranded. Which way should I get? I want to be dominant in the market. I want this, I want that. So having those broad goals, having a broad goal of just saying, I want to be dominant in the market. That's a very broad goal. You need to have something very specific. When you say dominant, what exactly do you mean? So having a broad goal is going to confuse even your actions towards that specific vision. Then the other part that our strategies are going to fail is unclear communication. When it comes to cascading those goals, those vision to your team, are you clear to it? And you bear me witness that we've walked into some of these companies and you may actually find some letters, some words written on almost every, even in the entrance, the working area. You will find some specific words that have been written there. Be it a vision, be it a mission. This one is it will help helps businesses make sure that the information is clearly cascaded to the team, to the stakeholders. Whenever now people are doing day-to-day activities, they know that at the end of the day, we need our product to be number one product. So clarity is very key when it comes to you saying, you're telling your team, this is where we want to be. You need to be having that clarity in communication. Lack of feedback. And feedback here is essentially when it comes to you're communicating to your department. You may need to at some point, no, this is the strategy that we set, and how far, what is the feedback so far? What have we been able to achieve? Is the strategy going as it should be? That feedback from even your stakeholders, from even customers, is very key. Make sure that what you set to do is actually working. Unclear choices is still another area where we probably miss it when it comes to setting our strategy. Just the way we have discussed about broad goals, you need to have you need to have that clarity when it comes to choosing these. If it's a resource, this is exactly what is going to be used here. These are the kind of proportions that we need to be. If it's a marketing team, this is exactly what we intend the marketing team to undertake. If, for example, you are taking a marketing campaign, where exactly do you want to take your campaign to? Are you doing the physical campaigns? Do you have your team going one by one, especially in supermarkets, where you go and you have a strand whereby their salesperson there, they're trying to tell you this product does this. Or Do you have an online campaign, something like a social media? So you need to have clarity in the choices that you need to have, make sure you get there that you visualize to be. Then in flexibility, now that we have also talked about the feedback bit. Now, when you receive a feedback, you're told that as doing a marketing, I mean, something like a campaign, marketing campaign, this is the kind of numbers that you have been able to receive. Are you contented? I mean, during your blueprint of the landmarks, I mean, what would we say, the roadmap? And it's true that strategies will also have some landmarks to make sure that you are gearing towards where you intend to be. So if a feedback comes and says that this kind of um, marketing strategy is not giving us numbers, are you able to reformulate it? Or are you going to be inflexible? So you need to have that inflexibility bit of, yes, we can, at some point, we are able to reformulate, we can able to sit down again and say, now we can revise back, we can go and amend some of the strategies, be it like a marketing strategy. Probably you're paying too much of advertising costs. And when you look at the numbers, you probably see the numbers are not really increasing as such. There's not that engagement. So flexibility is very key to make sure that, yeah, you can abandon one of the choices, one of the steps that you had planned to undertake, and revert back to drawing board and say, perhaps we can do this and this and that. So essentially, these are some of reasons why we have strategies, but at the end of it, or at the end of the day, they come to a standstill. Now, we may start with one of the strategy, and one of the strategy here is a market strategy. You as a business owner, you need to have a strategy when it comes to penetrating the market. You have your products clearly, you have your services clearly. So now, at the end of the day, we are selling. I mean, we want to get customers in the market. So how are you going to reach this customer? That is where now, as a business strategy, I mean, as a business owner, you need to come up a market strategy. Now, one of the strategy when it comes to market penetration is, one, keeping up with market trends. You need to understand fully. You need to have a background of which market are you entering. Let's go back to our example of a bakery. This company intends to be to sell in, especially to start with, I mean, Nairobi market. So they need to have an understanding of who exactly are going to be their target customer. And for us to know the market trends, one, as a business owner, you need to understand and get a research in the market. And how can you achieve this? One of the ways that the how to understand a market trend here is by reading industry trends. I don't know. In today's world, there's a lot that you can get influences from written, from online engagement. We are able to get to know how the markets how exactly is the behavior in the market. One, by even reading industry reports. Um, Industry reports here, we can get them from even newspapers like Business Daily, um, business articles, uh, um, um, business expos after probably they have been published. So you are able to read exactly what is in the market, what people are saying it comes to the industry. Now, for example, you're in fashion, in the fashion industry, you will need to read. I mean, you need to focus on what exactly the reports are saying. What are the emerging trends? What are the emerging fashion talks in the market? Are you probably in fashion business? You may find yourself probably you're designing your fashion back in I mean in the 2000s, and people have evolved, and especially when it comes to cosmetic, ladies will bear with me, that is a very fast evolving industry whereby things are serious. I mean, they are swiftly evolving. So as a business owner, you need to sit down, probably take out the information from what exactly is happening, uh, and get to know how you're going to formulate your strategy. The next one is even attending an industry event. Like for example, this one, a webinar. Webinar is very key to get to understand the minds of key players in that industry. For example, something like that I've just said about the fashion industry. Fashion industry, they do have so many events. They do have so many events when it comes to expose. I mean, uh, giving out what is trending, what is new in the market. So you as a business owner, you need to position yourself, make sure you have key information on what events are happening in that specific industry. Number two, you as keeping up with the market trends, you need to engage your customers, get to hear what customers are saying, and one is by determining the customer patterns. Like now you have your something like your bakery. This kind of and when it comes to bakery, there's so many things that are happening when it comes to health issues. Now, are people going for the white bread or are they going for the brown bread? Are they looking for smaller snacks like buns or small bites? So you may need to get to know what exactly is happening in the market. What is when it's in production is going faster than the other. Is the white bread compared to the brown bread going faster than um, the other? So that behavior you need to understand for you to make sure that you are at the front of the market. And these patterns should give you an informed feedback so that you can know which exactly is the area that I need to um, focus on. Then also, you also need to engage your customers online. Nowadays, the online platform has become the major channels of our discussion. I mean, now and then we'll have so many discussions, so many feedback, comments, reviews. It's something that you need to keep yourself abreast. Keep up with, with what is happening online. Engage your customers through what reviews are you getting back when it comes to your services or products. What exactly are the comments that probably you have posted your product out there in the online platform? What kind of comments are you getting? So you need to analyze this information for you to get to know whether is your product or service getting the right um, um, the right reviews. And from the comments or the views that you're getting, you're able to now go back into your strategy and see, yes, this is what I'm seeing a majority of my customers are saying. Probably in let's say the bakery business, there's too much sugar. Probably you may not know. So one of the reviews under under your social posts is that one of the customers are saying that there's too much sugar in your buns or bread. So you'll be able to go back and make sure that you address that issue. So engaging customers online, social media is very key when it comes to making sure that you keep up with what is in the market. Yes, and competitors are not something that you need to fear as a business owner. You need to make sure that, what are other brands that exist in this market? Are there other businesses with the related services that I offer? And under this one, knowing your competitors, you need to make sure that you do a comparison. A comparison of my product against their, do a comparison of what exactly is happening. In terms of, I'm not saying copycat. The copying. I'm not really saying. Meaning that you need to make sure that whatever probably your competitors are offering, is it in the same line? If, for example, you're offering bread, what makes your competitors' product more receptive in the market? So those are things that you may not also um, uh, need to understand and also venture into. And it's also not bad if you really want to maintain yourself. Probably um, you need to do an expansion. Seeking even a partnership with your competitors, it's not something that it's bad. We have seen from recent past that some brands are even collaborating with other brands, especially in the technicals. We're able to see this one has acquired the other one. This one has been overtaken by this one. So takeovers and margin is not something that is wrong. So probably you may need also to, when it comes to understanding your competitors, you may also need to venture into partnership with others as competitors. As we continue, we can also have an interaction on one-on-one interaction on, what are your thoughts? What are your feedbacks when it comes to that strategy we have just discussed? So you can keep the chat box very lively. Now, another strategy that you as a business owner need to implement is capturing having a reputable image out. At the end of the day, we want to market ourselves. We want to be known outside there. So how you as a business owner, to have that reputable brand? And the reputable brand is, yes, someone is going to market, and because they have actually heard they have actually heard you. They're not going to the shop to ask, what about this, what about that? For example, you are going to buy a phone. You may be aware of which exactly the brand that you, probably 2 or 3 brands that you know. So unaenda pale kwa shop unasema, yes, I want phone X, I want phone Z and Y. Leave alone the others. So there's something that business has done for a certain consumer to have known them. And that's what we are saying, that reputation is very key when it comes to your business. And how can you achieve that? One, how can you achieve having a reputable brand out here? One, you need to understand your audience. You need to segment your audience. You need to first to understand what exactly is my product and who are my target customers. That is very key when it comes to now having a reputable, having a very dominant brand out there. Are you targeting a certain specific segment of population? Are you targeting the young? Are you targeting the middle-aged population, or are you targeting the old age. So when it comes to your product, you also need to have that clarity when it comes to which exactly are your audience in terms of even age, um, in terms of even location. It's very true. I remember when we were reading about the 5 Ps of the market, population and age is very key when it comes to you understanding your audience. Your audience here is your customers. You need to know who are your target, customers. And after you get to know your audience, you're going to craft a very compelling story. Now, major brands they will have an hashtag. I'll just call it like that. Something that goes with their brand. Let's say you have a mantra there. It's something that you need to have, something that is compelling, something that will catch the audience, what you have specified under your audience, your customer. There's a story that needs to be there. One of our major brands, they really need to. Their market strategy here is capturing the emotions of the audience. That's what we mean by compelling story. To capture the emotions of your audience. You will also need to tailor your message to customer expectations. What after you've read you've read your audience, what are the expectations? What do you think? Probably when it comes to comfort, comfort goods. We are getting towards a situation whereby there's when it comes to consumption of goods and services, a customer will need to have that comfort. So that is something that you need to keep in your mind when you're having to formulate a message out. You need to make sure that you target that is what is in the minds of the audience. And the other part when it comes to reputable branding is you need to leverage on consistency across platforms. Now that probably you feel like you've been a giant brand in the market, you shouldn't stop doing your marketing and advertising. Don't stop there. And it's quite funny. I was just asking myself now that some of the brands that we hear in the market, they have already established themselves, but they don't quit. They don't quit marketing. They don't quit advertising. We still hear them in our television, in our social medias. They'll still keep on popping there. Now, you need to have that consistency in the platforms that you have identified. Is it the mainstream media? Is it in the social media? You need to have that consistency. Don't just stop because you've probably have gotten there. You've been a giant market. So you need to have that consistency in marketing yourself for you to remain relevant. Companies, even if they have reached that reputable status, they don't stop doing marketing. You'll still see them in the market. You still them see in the platform in the market. Another bit here is developing trust with your customers. Your customers need to have that sense of attachment to your brand, and that attachment comes with trust. And trust here is how safe is your product, how accessible is your product, and something of that sort. Can we able to trust your brand in terms of availability, in terms of reliability also? Are we able to rely your brand, your product and services? That's something that you need to achieve as a business owner. That aspect of trust into your brand, into your product. Now, let's discuss other market strategies. One, you may also need to diversify your product. And diversifying here is One, you may need to probably enhance existing products. If, for example, um, you from the feedbacks that you're getting from your clients, from your customers, you need to enhance it. You need to do a value addition to it. If, for example, going back to the bakery example, how are they able to enhance them? Are they now going to even incorporate some more healthy, now that we have a widespread discussion around health issues? Are you able to incorporate that into your product? A compelling story into now when we consume your product, are we going to still be healthy? Now, enhancing that existing, I mean, your existing is a very key strategy. You may also need to introduce new product. Now, I mean, for example, the bakery. Not only are they producing bread, they're also having something like other product like buns. They're having other product like other snacks. Probably may also help me in identifying other. I mean, when we resonate in new products, what other things can you innovate and creatively come up with the market? And complementary goods are also something that can also fetch in the market. Let's say, for example, you're in the cosmetic industry or the fashion industry, you're selling clothes. You may also need to have other accessories, something like perfumes that go hand in hand with selling clothes. You may need to come up with something like perfumes, accessories, and all those things. So you need to diversify your product, not only just maintain with one product and all that. Have that creative mind of making sure that your product line is really wealthy. Another strategy is venturing also into new markets. And to do this, how can we venture into new markets? One, you can actually identify market gaps in your market through studying the market trends. You may also see the need for new market market gaps. What also is another way of identifying a new market is probably monitoring the market trends. What the market trends say. I mean, now that we have the era of the social media, it comes with a lot of informed demands and expectations from our customers. There's comfort, there's luxury. I mean, something like that. How are you able to tailor your services? How are you able to tailor your comfort to conform to what is happening in the market, to the expectation of your market? And yes, also venturing into new markets, you can also think of forming strategic partnership with people. So I mean, you can form partnership with a similar competitor. Inject, go even in the stock market way. Make sure that you have a nice capital base. That partnership is very key when it comes to venturing into newer markets. Let's continue. Another market strategy here is may also need to strengthen your team, and one way of doing that is by training. You may need to make sure that they expose to them what is happening to the nation when it comes to the products that you're selling. You need to make sure that you train, support them in terms of what is exactly happening out there. Another way of it was also what we said about clear communication. I mean, you also need to make sure that your team understand clearly and have in their mind and their hearts the communication, the information that you're trying to package in your business, and also encourage creativity. I'm aware that most of these giant companies that we see, creativity has had a major play when it comes to team building. I mean, when it comes to the stakeholders of, the team inside. So creativity has been one of the pillars when it comes to enhancing, moving out there, encouraging creativity. What do you think? What does that department think? So creativity is a very major aspect when it comes to um, uh, having your team there in the forefront. Let's go to the next and the next strategy when it comes to you maintaining that um, um, market, you maintaining yourself at the top of the market. You also need to think of the financial strategies that you have. I mean, we may keep discussing about moving from point A to B, but finances are very key when it comes to us discussing our presence in the market. So we need to dive into one, understanding the concept of market resilience. And to understand market, it's basically, understanding those risks that you could face as a business owner and possibilities and probabilities that will have are present. And what are the ways that you as a business owner, um, uh, come out of them, come out of that damage. I mean, it is true that the market, we are faced with a lot of risks out there. As you trying to expand, there's a risk there. So, you need to make sure that you design yourself to make sure that you face those in eventualities when it comes to the market in terms of your finances, what you've been able to accumulate. And it's funny, in my point number two, that they say some things are avoidable. So do we need to avoid them? And some things are not avoidable. So let's prepare for that. So that's a critical thing that we business owners need to prepare. Need to have in mind that we can avoid some things, we can not avoid other things. So we need to prepare. We need to avoid some things that we need to avoid. Let's discuss some of the three pillars of financial resiliency. Um, um, and this discussion is aimed at still making sure that you keep at float. You have seen companies that you are such a giant company, we used to hear about you, but at some point we no longer hear about you, no longer hear about this specific brand. Why? It's the way they do it when it comes to managing their financial infrastructure. That's very important for you to make sure that you are able to make sure, you are able to keep the market number. You're still at number one. So finances is very key because you may have mistakes around capital. You may have difficulties when it comes to making sure that your operations are still viable, are still standing. So one of the pillars that I've identified, one is strong cash flow management. You as a business owner, you need to make sure that your cash flows are well managed. The other part is emergency reserves. You need to have, when you go down to an individual, we hear we need to have savings. For an individual is a saving. A saving is going to rescue in times of uncertainties, in terms of downtowns. Saving is going to help you so much. And for businesses, we do have reserves. Do have a reserve in terms of when eventualities come. Let's say, for example, the COVID-19, when it actually struck most of our business operation. Not be able to operate the way we used to do. COVID came and things really changed. And you can bear me witness that so many companies were closing down, downsizing, and all that. So do you have a reserve you can be able to take advantage of such downward times of business when probably you don't have business in the market? Are you able still to maintain your operations? Are you able still to maintain your presence in the market? And the other part is sound debt management. What are the strategies that you put in place to service your debt? So if, for example, your business is debt debt money, debt finance. You do have a clear strategy towards that to make sure that you have specific, you have everything at hand when it comes to debt servicing. Your strategy is very sound? Does it like your operation take majority of your debt, like when it comes to revenues and servicing your debts? Like your revenues, do they majorly go to debt servicing? That's something that you need as a business owner. You need to have a discussion around. We have really talked about cash flow management. And what exactly do we mean by cash flow management? What are some of the tips that we can use to make sure that we can manage our cash flows? Number one, we need to plan. And planning here, it's coming up with a budget at the end of the beginning of the year. You as a business, you need to come up with a budget that is what when it comes to revenue, focusing on what businesses that we have, focusing on what has been happening in previous years. This is what we have been. These has been our revenue projection. So at the beginning of the year, you need to sit down and give a projection, a budget. This is what I'm going to spend on administration cost. This is what I'm going to spend on something like salaries, something like advertising. So you need to have a budget to make sure that it's like a landmark. And you need to always go back to your budget regularly, be it in quarterly, to make sure that whatever you've spent, whatever you have actually spent, the actual expenditure conforms to your budget. And now, if there are any variances, what has caused these variances? Are there variances that probably you didn't take note of? So a budget and a plan is very key when it comes to keeping a track of your business when it comes to cash finances is very important. And proper bookkeeping is one of the ways that you, as a business owner, you may use to make sure that you capture clearly your cash. And bookkeeping here is to make sure that you have a software in place, you have a team that is really designed to keep your bills, your receipts, and something. All such kind of information. You need to have a well-designed, proper accounting techniques. Is every coin being accounted for? Is it being documented? And all that. Another way of managing your cash flow is through adjusting. Adjusting here to make sure that you can conform to any changes to the operation. One, to increase your cash, or probably to use it. In the event whereby probably you've gone back to your books and you've seen that the expenses are increasing, but the revenues are still maintaining a constant trajectory. You may need to make sure that you don't keep on increasing your expenses when your revenues are not increasing. So it is true. It's very important for you to manage your cash flow in that way. Make sure that you have adjusting mechanisms. Comparison is very key when it comes to managing your cash flow. You need to compare, as I've just said, that you need to see what is cash in from your sales, and also, your comparison. You need to have such kind of ratios to make sure that you don't utilize more than what you have, and how your operation viable, all that. Date management is very avoid. Date management. What we have said, the pillars. Having a nice finance, very important for business. That um a sound system when it comes to date management. And one of the things that business owners will also need to have is you need to negotiate your payment terms with your customers. Are your customers paying you in time? Are you having the right turnover invoices? Are you having the right period of payment? Are you waiting so long? You're even having to inject more cash into your business to cover that. So negotiating your business terms with customer is very essential. Business owners, to make sure that you manage your cash flows are well taken care of. Now, having discussed that, let's see some of the ways that you can measure the success of these strategies. Now that we've talked about the market strategies, we're also seeing financial strategies. How are you able to evaluate yourself to know whether yes, these things are viable, and these things are bringing results into your business? What are some of the ways that you as a business owner that you're going to use to make sure that yes, what I intended to do, what I put in place to achieve, what I put as my steps, as my action points, are really bringing results into my business? Number one, you may need to see key performance indicators. And for specific businesses, for specific operations, key performance indicators are very different. Let's say, for example, sales is one of the key performance indicator. Like you've had your business, so you can be able to see how your sales are moving. Are they increasing? Something of that. Are they reducing? That's a key performance. Profitability margins, yes, it's also a performance indicator. For you to make sure that you are the market front. It's very key. And yes, regularly questioning the status quo of your strategies. Where are we? Where are we at the moment with this strategy? When it comes to marketing, what is the status of it? What is it bringing into your business? What numbers do we have out? So that's something that you as a business owner, make sure you question the status quo. Status quo is the present, the present status of, the present situation of your strategies. You may also need to see, in terms of customer satisfaction and retention, are you, are you getting feedback from your customers that yes, positive feedbacks? Are you seeing as you continue doing your business, more and more your customers are leaving? You're losing customers. That's something that you probably may need to know whether your strategy is working or not working. Performance review with your team is also something that very critical when it comes to evaluating your business, the success of your business strategy. At the end of the day, at the end of it all, are you able to sit with your team to make sure that that you set out to be done, has it been done? What are some of milestones that you people have been able to achieve in terms of the roadmap that you set during the beginning of the year? Those are some of the things that you need to check with your team. And flexibility is also another main. Adaptability and flexibility in this sense. Are you able to, when you get this kind of numbers, when you get this kind of data from the market, are you able to focus on, how flexible are you? It's also a success factor. It's also a measuring factor when it comes to uh, business strategy, like adaptability. Nitawezaje kama tulikuwa tumesema tuende na marketing campaigns physical, and tunaona ya kwamba they are not able to they're not fetching us the kind of numbers that we intended to have. Are you able to adapt? Are you able to to turn that around and probably adapt to another strategy? So revision and that flexibility is also is also a factor when it comes to success in terms of measuring and evaluating success. Adaptability when it comes to changes in the market. How are we able to respond to those trends in the market? Are we able to put down what we have been doing and conform to what new in the market? So that's something that is going to inform you as a business owner to make sure that you are really having the best of the strategy in the market. As we wind up in this webinar, you as a a business owner, what next then after we have had this discussion? This is just a summary of it's just a takeaway. It's a take home points and the action points that probably you may need to, you as a business owner, take home. Go back and see whether you are doing. One, are you having a diversified product base? Are you selling one product? And how else can you enhance your product? How else can you innovate your product? Well, that's something that you as a business owner, you need to um, think through as a strategy. We've also talked about financial resilience strategies. Are you implementing cost-cutting measures? Trust me, expenses will always go up. Every now and then, you'll always have expenses, and expenses will come in multifaceted directions. These operations and all that. Are you able to implement a cost-cutting measure? Are you able to review and see which is more essential than the other? Technology in this way and digital transformation. In this era, we are now most of the information that you're getting is from the online platform, social media, and all. Do you have a department that, do you have individuals in your team that are able to monitor, even inform you when it comes to what is being said out there when it comes to products and services? Yes, maintaining a strong relationship. This one still borrows on the point that we say that you need to have that trust with your customers. That is going to make sure that you have a strong relationship with your customers. Building a strong team when it comes to strategies, business strategies. You need to have the right team with you. You need to have the strongest, the right selection of a team. And a team in this way borrows from where we say that you need to have to strengthen your team. You need to invest support. You need to support and invest more on your team. And under this one, you also need to make sure that yes, is your team informed? Do I cascade what I need to achieve to my team? Is it clearly cascaded? Do we have performance reviews with my team? What is really the milestones that you've been able to achieve as far when it comes to our business? Monitor your financial metrics. Yes, we've talked about financial resilience strategies. Watch some of the KPIs. What some of indicators that say yes, we are doing well. Do you have quarterly reviews when it comes to your profitability? Do you have something like an interval review of your finances? Do you have data? Do you have reports that can inform you as a business? I'm heading to the direction. Am I having the right numbers with me? So when it comes to financial metrics, something that you as a business owner, you need to think through. And I don't know, we posed a question on in our chat that you as a business owner, do you have a strategy with you? I mean, do you have a strategy where you want? And I said, probably you may not be having a business, but you may be thinking of having a business. So would you, I mean, do you, I mean, let's talk in terms of the current status now. And you probably have a side business there. Do you have a strategy? Do you have a strategy of getting where you have? So it's a question that we also need to, revisit. And does it conform to those things that we have discussed in our slides? And does it have those key elements and all that? Staying up to date with industry trends, it's very critical for you as a business owner. You don't stay in your own space, you don't stay in your own island. So you need to make sure that industry trends is part of your business operations. Ladies and gentlemen, as we come to the end of this webinar, I wish to give you one of prominent quotes that exists, that a goal without a plan is just a wish. We will come up with so many goals, we will come up with so many strategies, but what are the actionable steps that you can use? As we said, a business strategy is like a roadmap to take you from here to there. What then is the channel? What is the mechanism that you're going to use to take you there? Is the plan? Is there steps? And these steps, are you able to quantify in terms of what we discussed? So that's a very great quote from Antoine de Saint. He's a French writer and aviator. So he said that a goal without plan is just a wish. Make sure that your business strategies, your business goals don't just stay there as a wish, but they do have actionable steps into achieving them. So I hope I've been able to give you some key insight in terms of operating your business. And it is my hope that you'll be able to, you've taken one or two things from my presentation that you're going to implement in your business, even in an individual capacity, and to make sure that you prosper into what that you aspire to achieve. So thank you very much for your time, and I hope this strategy provide a clear pathway. Now, I would love to open the floor for any questions or comments. And as I do that, I'll take this program back to Mercy. If you can hear me, Mercy, you can take over.
Thank you very much, Bernard. That was a very insightful and informative presentation. Strategy is broad, and thank you so much for tackling that strategy very well. One thing that I have carried home, a key take home, is that people or strategies don't fail because people don't want or because of intent, but they fail because of lack of clarity and coherence. I want to believe that our participants have taken home a few points or many points to go and include in their strategies. The poll that we had given out in the start of the presentation, we have how many people? I can see that 7 of us have answered to the question, and 1 of us does not have a strategy, and most of us have strategies. I think a strategy is good for a business. For you to start a business, you need a strategy. So in case you need a strategy or help in terms of formulating a strategy, implementing a strategy, you can get to us and we can help you in that. One of other things that I have also taken home is technology plays a crucial role in strategies or in businesses. We cannot shy away from technology nowadays because business has gone to the cloud. Technology has taken over. And so in the process of formulating your strategy, I think it's good for us to take into consideration technology. And here in John Daniel and Partners LLP, we have technology. We have taken into consideration technology, and we are doing most of our services using softwares. And we have a very good software for businesses, that is Zero Accounting Software. It is an accounting software, cloud-based accounting software that will help you in your day-to-day accounting work, including invoicing, billing. It has a payroll feature. Yeah, so I would encourage us, if you do not have a software that is helping you run your business, please ensure that you have one so that you do not have as a strategy that is failing. Yes. So thank you so much. I would like to welcome us for any question. If you have a question, you can put it in the chat section, or you can raise your hand. I'll be able to see it and invite you to put your comment through. So I'll give you a few minutes if you have a question in terms of strategy formulation, strategy implementation. Also, if you have something that you'd like to add for all of us. All of us here are business people and we want to grow to the front. So if you would like to add something, you can also raise your hand or put that comment. I'll be able to see it and invite you. Or you can unmute and say and comment. I can see no questions. I cannot see any question. So thank you very much for joining today's webinar. As I said in the beginning, that our firm is John Daniel and Partners LLP. We are an audit firm based here in Kilimani, and we offer accounting services, audit services, and tax advisory services and strategy services, advisory services. So please, if you have a need in those areas, you can call us or you can email us through info. I'll put the email and the contact in the chat section. You can call us or email us or even visit us in our offices, and we'll be able to help you. Yes, thank you, Felix. Felix is telling us this was very insightful. Training the presentation was very clear and articulate. Yes, thank you so much, Felix. We appreciate for that comment. Thank you, Jeria. Jeria, as a comment, thank you for the wonderful training. We look forward to more. Thank you so much, Jeria. Yes, we organize these trainings every other month with different topics, all of them targeting SMEs. Do not miss the next one. Dan is saying, thank you, Ben, for the great presentation. Thank you, Dan. Felix, keep it up, Team JD. Thank you. Andrew, oh, okay, Andrew has a comment. Andrew is saying, my name is Andrew Def. I am in early starting point of a tours and travel business. I have a strategy, but implementing it is a challenge due to financial constraints. Is there any advice on how to pitch the business to a potential investor? Thank you, Andrew, for that. I'll ask Bernard to take it up. yes, to take it up. Bernard, if you can hear me.
Thank you very much. This is Andrew. Now, something to note in your question is that, yes, you already have a business idea with you, that is tours and travel. And I'm sure not only the financial bit, you able to like document um, some of the ways to take you exactly where you want to be in terms of even capturing clients and all that. When it comes to financial 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 issues, yes, as I've said that one thing that we need to point out is that resources are very limited. Um, and now for you, Andrew, you may need to have a strategy when it comes to your finances. Come up with whatever you, whatever you need to figure out what you have, and probably what is needed when it comes to topping up to make sure that is enough. And in that sense, you may need to think of something like, are you able to collaborate? What we said about partnership. Are you able to like form partnership with someone probably to make sure that you're able to come up with more finances? Are you able to like approach investors, something like that? That's also a strategy towards achieving that which that making sure that your business is can hit it on ground. So you may think on something like partnership. You may think of something like angel investors. Because yes, that's a strategy to go with. I don't know whether I'm clear on that.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you for answering that. I am not sure that because he's pointing that he is deaf, I want to believe we'll answer this also the same answer, the same response. We'll put it in the chat box. We will write it down. Yeah, thank you, Kyoko. Thank you for the wonderful insights. Thank you so much, Kyoko, for joining. Kay Obonyo is saying, I also enjoyed and learned a lot. I had said I didn't have a plan, but after the sharing, I realized I do, but maybe not as organized as presented. Thank you so much, Kay Obonyo. Yeah. Thank you very much for responding. Okay, yeah, Andrew is appreciating for the response. Also, Dan has added a comment on Andrew's response or question. Dan is saying also to guide Andrew more, first ensure that you start with the listing that you have. A new business is first in search of the right business model. That is which customer to target, which products and their packaging, their pricing and all that. Make sure that you have an idea of how practical the business is before you seek investors. How can you demonstrate a viability if you already have something going? Thank you, Dan, for that response. I hope, Andrew, this will help you in pitching your idea to investors. Yes, I really appreciate everybody for joining today's webinar. Our next webinar is going to be next month. Towards the end of that month, we'll be communicating on the same. So please ensure that you join and share this to your friends, to your networks. We organize these trainings every other month and they are all targeted for SMEs. So if you have a friend who is an SME, please ensure you share to them and invite them, because I believe these webinars have helped many and they will help them also. Yeah, so thank you for joining. Thank you. We'll be sharing the presentations after this, or maybe tomorrow we'll be sharing the presentation and the recording. Also to note is that our presentation, our webinar was recorded. Yes, because of the Data Policy Protection Act. Please, if you are not comfortable us sharing, or you're not comfortable us recording, please get to us. I also said I am going to put our email here. You can let us know on that, so that we do not contradict your policy. So thank you so much. I would like to end the meeting and invite you to the next one, and hope to see you in the next webinar. Thank you so much.
This is brought to you by John Daniel and Partners LLP.